What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. Listen, this is going to be a bit of a long video, but before I get into it, want to thank my sponsor, Steel Supplements. Link and discount code down the description. You also know for Webull, all you need to do is click the link in the pinned comment, go open an account, deposit any amount of money, a single dollar, and they are going to give you free fractional shares. I want to set the scene here for you because I've held off on making this video, but stick with me. By the time we're done, you're going to understand a couple things. One, EA is lazy, and they make an uninspired football game. And two, they refuse to be creative and implement real football. So, first thing I want to talk about is NFL talent and what it takes to be an NFL quarterback. Because it's very likely none of us know that. I know I sure don't. And that's why, in part, I get so frustrated with Clint that he can't carry that over into a game. You know, for those that don't know, I'm a Colts fan. I don't know how you could know that. But Andrew Luck is back in football. And yes, I'm going to send him cards through the mail to autograph. If you watch my members' videos, I just did a TTM video that has kind of a bit of a backstory to it. But Andrew Luck was a generational talent, a player whose team failed him more than we will ever know. A player so smart that he took the path less walked, that he knew he had to remove himself from the game to maintain his health and his well-being. And across from Stanford, where he went to college, which again speaks to his intelligence, is Palo Alto High School. And that is where Andrew Luck has walked into being a practice coach. And he walked into there knowing zero of the team's plays, more than likely very few of the team's players. And overnight, he memorized their playbook. That is NFL caliber understanding of football. That is not a Madden gamer. To go forward, Tom Brady, brilliant football mind. As a Colts fan, you know, I have to respect what Tom Brady has brought to the game. I'm going to put a link below where you can watch Tom Brady, Bill Belichick have a meeting specifically about how to beat Ed Reed. Understand, and I had the privilege of watching Ed Reed play, of meeting Ed Reed. Such a prolific defensive threat that one of the NFL's all-time greatest players and coaches are sitting down and freely discussing how to game plan for him. Tom Brady is giving Belichick ideas, and Tom Brady didn't always call his own plays. That's something he had to be trusted with through success. Now, it's common practice that a lot of us know quarterbacks sideline can communicate via the helmet, but more often than not, quarterbacks make a choice at the line of scrimmage of a couple of plays. At times, you have, a hurry up, a 2-minute drill that may even be a little bit rehearsed. But that's not to say that, it's an easy job. NFL adapts very quickly. Any repetition is going to be picked up on, more so if you're using the same formations. What a quarterback has is a very difficult job. They can't be every capacity. They can't be a head coach. They can't be an offensive coordinator. They can't be the quarterback. If for no other reason, they really can't see the game in real time from that bird's eye view. They might understand the pre-snap movements, but they're not fully reviewing everything until they get to the sideline and look at images. So you also have, emotions of the game, players' egos that would impact the choices they make, and we all know champion players kind of get built on, I want the ball, or players that are clutch. But so much of that also has people filtering data for them. That's just the art of modern sports. Could most quarterbacks call every single play? Absolutely. There's no question about it. But are they better when collectively working as a team? The answer is yes. When we look at real life examples, okay, one of the more pressing topics last year was Kyler Murray, right? His contract actually had, in the beginning, dedicated study clause. And while eventually it was dropped, I think it shows the premium that teams put on understanding a playbook. Murray did an interview in which he spoke about, taking breaks from watching film to play video games or watch movies. In that same light, 2 years ago, Joe Burrow's helmet malfunctioned. He had to call plays for a portion of a game. Justin Fields expressed that just this year. He's being given so much information that it's actually hindering his performance, and that he's overthinking things rather than just going out and, freely playing football. Much of the reason for this is defensive personnel changes that, like I said, can really only be seen by a coordinator. They're countering formations. They're countering personnel. If we go back in the day, Jim Kelly only had 25 to 30 plays. He openly said if a play worked, they'd run it up to 7 times. That was a time where you had the same 11 guys on the field. So it made a lot more sense for a quarterback to kind of read and react and not have to be very strategic to what was changing. Contrast that to today, where you've got a team defensively that's going to change packages 3 to 4, if not more times per drive. I just watched the Colts-Ravens game in person, constantly bringing different personnel, different packages on and off the field to specifically combat against a mobile quarterback or a long third down, being more concerned about how you're going to cover passes, short, underneath. All of these things factor into the game. And these are big aspects of what make football football and what makes it entertaining. To us, yes, you can surmise it as saying, hey, I want to go watch the Colts this year because they have a rookie quarterback. I want to go watch the Colts this year because they have a quarterback kind of now that has I hate to say Gardner Minshew has a veteran presence, but he does. You want to go watch the Jets because of how Aaron Rodgers was going to help lead and change the direction of a team. Now you have a different storyline here. These are all storylines that factor into not just each specific team, but the NFL as a whole, right? You don't have to be a Cardinals fan to understand what's happening in Arizona. You don't have to be a Jets fan to understand what's happening in New York. You don't have to be a Patriots fan to understand what Tom Brady brought to that organization, took it to Tampa Bay. You don't have to understand what Mac Jones has on him to replace a player like that can honestly never be replaced to begin with. So all of that said, the last 7 minutes of probably going through some of the key fundamental things about football, and Madden comes out and says, we're going to put you back in the game this year. We're going to let you experience what it likes to be a player. You've got Clint Oldenburg saying he wants to blur the line between video games and NFL football. So you load up your game and you say, you know what, I'm going to take control of a franchise. I'm going to be the quarterback of a team. And I'm going to have all these responsibilities, the most important position, more than likely, in all of sports. And how does EA replicate that? What do they let you do? They let you pick the play. They let you audible. They let you hot route. From game one, day one. This right here shows you this company doesn't care. Right? I've often said, I don't insult them to say they don't watch sports, but you can't tell me that you're watching and understanding what's going on a screen if you think every quarterback that runs out on the field on Sunday can get drafted in game one, sit there and start calling plays, turn the offensive coordinator back, turn the head coach back and say, no, I've got this. The fact that their new mode, their rebuilt mode, where you can go in and pick whatever position you want to pick, but then you also get to call the plays is lazy. If you want to play as the halfback, guess what? You can pick every play as a run play. That is not how football works. That's never been how football works. You can go from the greatest players of all time, Peyton Manning, as I said, Tom Brady. Modern players don't have this liberty. Go all the way back to players like Tiki Barber trying to break records. Sean Alexander trying to break records. And they wouldn't give them the ball every single time. Just about every team has a play over the past 5 to 10 years where they look back and wish they could change it. A fan's perspective, a player's perspective. The fact that this game is sitting here and letting you not experience the NFL out of sheer laziness, the way it should work, is very simple to all of us. You're sitting there. You're the quarterback. You get to pick from 3 different plays, 5 different plays, and that is it. You don't get to audible. You don't get to hot route. Maybe you do in the 2-minute drill. Maybe you do in a no huddle. Maybe you do after you win 5 games. Earn some trust, right? Maybe then you slowly build in those things. But that's one thing EA and Madden have been awful at. They never want to build in things that make the game fun. They never want to build in things that help you play it unless it's Madden Ultimate Team. Then we're building everything in. The fact that you can go into this game mode and see in just the first moments how lazy and uninspired they're replicating the sport, how they spit in the face of the NFL and don't even give you the option of even lightly experiencing what it's like to be given a set of plays to choose from and pick. Instead, to take the easy way out and copy all the mechanics over from other game modes to this one speaks louder than I ever will about how poor this game is and how little they care. Because when they had an opportunity to make their game right, when they had an opportunity to rebuild their game, they chose, as always, to do the least amount of work and expect the most amount of praise. And when you have a company that builds a game like that thinks a quarterback can get drafted, step on the field day one, and call every single play, make every single audible, or just because you're the halfback, just because you're the wide receiver, now you can call all the plays, there is no way that I will not be back in a week with more commentary.